YouTube, what is good? It is Pep Talk, and I'm back again. Thank you for tuning in to another video. Now, listen very, very closely. Do not let anyone else dictate your emotions. Don't let a single soul apart from yourself dictate your emotions. Controlling your emotions is one of the keys to self-mastery. It is one of the keys to a peace of mind, and it is crucial to ensure that you live a fulfilling, happy, and a life driven by your purpose, because emotions can be used in a very positive manner. For example, I would consider motivation to be an emotion. If you can use that and channel that effectively, you can achieve anything towards your goals. But the danger is these days is that if you let someone into your life that is starting to control your emotions, you're starting to think a lot about that person, their actions are having a domino effect on you. You need to reel it back in and gain control back. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. Excuse me. You could be on a path to success. You could be on a path to self-improvement. You've just started hitting the gym. You've just started setting time aside each day to do some work. You've just started meditating. You've just started cold showers, whatever it may be. And then someone comes into your life and they start to dictate your emotions. You will be thrown off center completely. Okay? You could still push through with your daily tasks. You could still push through with your exercise whilst this person is controlling your emotions. But guys, it is going to catch up to you. You can try and suppress it as much as you can. You can try and push it to the side as much as you can. At some point, it's going to catch up with you. I promise you that. This has happened to me. It will catch up with you very slowly until it becomes completely out of control. Excuse me. And then when you realize, oh dear, I am now in this position where I've lost all control. And it comes up slowly, it creeps up slowly, and you can't do anything about it. So if you see the warning signs early, make sure that you act on this, because at the end of the day, why should you let someone else control your emotions? Why should you let another person dictate your life? If that person is right for you, whether it be romantically or platonically, they will level you up. They will build you up to the point where your emotions will almost be elevated. Your positive emotions will almost be elevated because both of you just want the best for each other. There's other situations where you might really like someone romantically, but they might not be reciprocating that energy back. That is another big one. They may not dislike your presence. They may like your presence, but they may not like it as much as you. But this is going to affect you. Okay? This is going to affect you. You need to drop all expectations. You need to detach from things. Romantically, it is very difficult to detach. Every single human being knows this. You know, you can say to yourself, I'm going to detach from that person. I'm going to detach from the idea of possibly being with that person. You can do it. You might feel it for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden another thought will come back that will remind you of that person, and you're back to square one. It is almost impossible to do this. Okay? But what you can do is get the early signs and make sure that you act and ensure that this person doesn't grab control of your life. And this person that you might be thinking of might not necessarily be a bad person. They may be a very good person. It's just how you're reacting is the key. How you react to anything is the key. How you see any viewpoint, how you see any situation, your perception is key. So just make sure that you see these warning signs. I know for me personally, I started to lose sleep. I started to sleep poorly. I started to wake up during the night. And then, one day without a lot of sleep, you can kind of push through it. But then as the days move on, you start to realize that you're thrown more and more off center because you don't have that rest. You start to realize that you become more emotional. Back to that word, emotional. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with being emotional, but it's how you control it. And when you're thrown off center, you find it very difficult to control these emotions. Therefore, that person is dictating your reality. Dictating your reality. It's really important to realize the warning signs. And it's really important to not let everyone into your life. And I'm not saying be a closed off person, but you need to be protective of your energy in this day and age, because if you're not at that, because everyone's on their different level of in their journey of life, right? If you're not at that level where you can have someone in your life that you may very much like romantically, for example, but you don't have the ability to control your emotions, you don't have the ability to move on with your life and still be romantically connected to them. If you like that other person more than they like you, you have the ability to still get on with your life without being thrown off center. That's great. But if you are not, you need to be careful. And I'm not saying don't date around. I'm not saying don't look for something like that, because the right person can level you up massively alongside on your spiritual journey. But there is definitely warning signs. If you find yourself constantly infatuated by that person, eventually that person is going to realize that energy, and is not going to reciprocate it back because they don't necessarily feel it. They may think you're coming on too strong. There's a whole different amount of variables here. Most importantly, if you want to achieve things in life, you can't be thrown off center. You need to be aligned, and you will not be aligned if someone else can dictate your emotions and dictate your energy. This is all I had to say today. This is Pep Talk. Thank you for listening to my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.